Welcome back. Now, we always love when Cakes for Causes joins us on the show. One, we of course love the ladies.
Of course.
But we also know we get some yummy treats for the day.
That's my favorite. Today is no different. Jeannie Trader is here to show us how to make spiced orange muffins. Jeannie, thank you so much for joining us again.
Oh, thank you for having us back again.
Well, I have to tell you, it just smells like delicious orange in the studio today.
It's really fragrant.
Yeah, it's great, and I'm really excited to learn how to make these. And actually, you served these recently at a fundraiser. It was a brunch-themed fundraiser?
We did. It was
Tell
a brunch-themed fundraiser for youth on their own. We did it last month, and they wanted about 200 treats, so they did a brunch thing. So we wanted breakfasty muffins. So we did some banana nut, and some blueberry, and then I made the orange spiced muffins here.
Yum, yum, and yum.
Right.
Yes. So I like that you come on because you always, of course, you talk about the work that you do with all of the other nonprofits, but you also show us that it's something that we can all do at home, and sometimes we can incorporate the kids, and this is one of those dishes.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, teaching is one of our missions.
Yeah.
It's part of our mission statement. So we're going to start, you're going to mix up the dry ingredients.
All right, is this one too?
Yes, it's 2 cups of sifted flour, and we've talked about this before. When a recipe says sifted flour as opposed to flour sifted, you want to sift it first and then measure it because it's going to put a lot of air into it, so it's going to measure differently. So sifted flour. And then a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
Great.
And just combine all that.
I sure will. So far, so good.
You get off easy today, Tina.
Yeah. So then we do the wet ingredients in a separate bowl.
And then the wet ingredients in a separate bowl, and it's a half a cup of orange juice, 1 beaten egg, a cup of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and 1 orange, and this is done in the food processor. So you want to take a medium orange, about the size or a little bigger, and just cut it into 8 segments, remove the seeds, of course, and put it in your food processor and process it up and chop it up real fine like this. So you want the whole orange in there.
Peel and all.
Peel and all. You get a lot of flavor from the peel. That's what really gives you all your flavor when you're making anything with orange is the peel, any kind of citrus. And then a cup of fruit, nuts, any combination thereof. This is raisins, as long as it's a cup. You can do chopped pecans, you can do cranberries, you can do blueberries, anything like that you want. And we're going to write all the orange.
Yes, that orange.
So we're going to combine this, and then we're going to add our dry ingredients. And this is called the muffin method.
Okay.
And it's where you take your dry and your wet separately. And the secret to getting a nice tender muffin is to just combine it mix it until it's just barely combined.
Barely combined.
Yeah, you don't want to overmix your muffin mix because then it'll come out a little tough. Okay, so and that's one of those secrets of baking, a nice tender muffin. So you want to mix it until it's just combined, and then you're going to take your scoop, and always use a scoop when you're making cookies. I think we've talked about it before with cookies. Cupcakes, muffins, cookies, anything. If you use a scoop, you'll get a nice consistent size. So you would just take your scoop, and of course this would be mixed up just a little bit more, and then scoop it in. And then you're going to bake it at 350 degrees. Oh, you want to put paper liners in here or spray your pan real well, I should say that. Prepare your pan with spray or just use liners. Bake it at 350 degrees. Now, the mini muffins, this recipe makes about 3½ dozen. Bake those for about 10 to 13 minutes. Just check depending on your oven. It also makes about 12 to 16 full-size muffins.
So you could do the full size?
Yes, yes, you could. You would just want to bake them longer, from about 25 minutes or so.
Okay, random, not very good at baking question.
Okay.
When you put them in the oven, where in the oven do they go? Because I've had a bad experience with, I try to put them on the top and the middle at the same time. That's a no-no, isn't it?
Well, it's not, I mean...
I'm assuming one of those did not come out very good.
One of them was real bad, and one of them was, like, undercooked.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might want to switch them halfway through the baking time. Because when we're doing a lot of muffins like that, I do use both racks, but I just look at my timer, and when I get halfway through, and very quickly, because you really shouldn't open your oven door very much, because your heat escapes. But just really quickly, just kind of move them one rack through the other, and just kind of exchange them. Should always be in the middle of your oven. If you're just going to do one rack, just put your rack in the middle of the oven.
This is why we need you. I had no idea.
She does the guinea pig version of it at home and then comes here and says, that didn't quite work out.
These burnt and these didn't cook enough.
So we've got, and with muffins and, with everything like you were saying, I love that you give us those little tips. Don't open the door. Don't keep looking at them.
Right.
Sifted versus, the not sifted.
That's what your oven light is for.
Oh,
Good
see.
call.
No, but I always think I can't quite see it enough. I gotta open the door. I'm that person. And you know, this is just one example of something that you've done for those other organizations. We were talking about the event, but you guys do this so much, and you were talking about that, and that teaching is your mission. You guys come on the show all the time, but for someone maybe that is just learning about you guys, kind of explain a little bit more what you're really about.
Well, what we're really about is we're helping the community through other nonprofits. When they have events that they need some baked goods for, or they want to do a teaching class, like with the Girl Scouts or something, we will reach out to them, or they reach out to us, and then we will provide for them the teaching segments or the baked goods. Then they don't have to use their mission dollars to go out and purchase it. That way we help the nonprofits. They don't have to use their dollars to go out to Costco and buy this, or any place else. I shouldn't. Any place else. They're not buying it. We're providing it to them for free. So it saves them their mission dollars, and we get to give back to the community in all the different ways. And we help all the nonprofits. You know, it's not just focused on one segment.
And others can help you as well, which helps your mission.
Yes.
You guys are always looking for bakers or monetary or anything.
Monetary, in-kind ingredients. If you have some box cake mixes at home that you're not using, donate those. Baking pans. We've had a lot of people donate baking pans. Anything like that. Yeah, anything baking related we can use. And yes, monetary funds. And it is tax deductible. We are a 501c3, so it's a tax exemption for you.
And we've met a lot of the organizations you've helped. They're so grateful, and we're always grateful that when you guys have a chance to stop by and show us something great. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And like we were saying, to learn more about Cakes for Causes and their events, call 303-7893 or visit cakesforcauses.org.